Did you know that 75% of wine enthusiasts believe decanting significantly enhances a wine's flavor? The secret lies in a simple process that can transform your red wine experience. Today, we're diving into the art of decanting red wines, showing you how to unlock the full potential of every bottle. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wine secrets and tips. Let's get started. The science of wine, aging and decanting. Wine is like a living thing, it changes over time. When wine ages, something magical happens inside the bottle. The flavors and smells become richer and more complex, turning a good wine into an amazing experience. But why wait years when you can enjoy these changes sooner? That's where decanting comes in. Decanting is simply the act of pouring wine from its bottle into a different container before drinking it. This might sound simple, but it does something pretty special to the wine. When wine mixes with air during decanting, it speeds up the wine's development, similar to how aging does, but much faster. Think of decanting as a fast-forward button for wine tasting. Oxygen plays a big role in this process. When wine is exposed to air, oxygen works on the wine's tannins. Tannins are what make your mouth feel dry when you drink some red wines. By letting the wine breathe, oxygen softens these tannins, making the wine smoother and nicer to drink. At the same time, oxygen helps to bring out the wine's aromas, those delightful scents like fruits, flowers, or spices that add so much to the wine drinking experience. So when we decant wine, we're not just preparing it for drinking, we're giving it a quick taste of aging. This doesn't mean all wines need decanting. Some are perfect straight from the bottle. But for those that do, decanting can turn a regular wine drinking moment into something extraordinary. It lets those hidden flavors and smells come out to play, making your glass of wine not just a drink, but an experience to savor. Why decant? The benefits explained. Decanting red wine might seem like a fancy step, but it's all about making your wine taste and smell its best. Here's why taking a little time to decant can make a big difference. First off, decanting helps improve the wine's flavor and aroma. When wine gets in touch with air, it opens up. This means that all the great smells and tastes that were hiding in the bottle come out. Imagine baking cookies. When they're in the oven, you don't get the full smell, but once they're out and cooling, that delicious aroma fills the room. Decanting does something similar for wine, making its flavors and scents more vibrant and enjoyable. Another big plus is getting rid of sediment. Sediment is the gritty stuff that sometimes settles at the bottom of the bottle, especially in older wines. It's not harmful, but it can make the wine feel rough in your mouth. Pouring wine into a decanter leaves that sediment behind, so your wine is smooth and pleasant to drink. To see the difference decanting makes, try this simple experiment. Pour a glass of red wine straight from the bottle and another glass from a decanter. Taste the wine from the bottle first, then try the wine from the decanter. Many people notice that the decanted wine tastes smoother and has more flavors and smells. The difference might not be huge with every wine, but for many, it's like going from a good wine to an amazing one. So why decant? It's all about making your wine the best it can be, from the first sniff to the last sip. Choosing the right wine to decant. Deciding which red wines to decant can be like picking the right tool for a job. Not every wine needs it, but for some, it's a game changer. Here's how to know which wines are prime candidates for decanting. Bold, young reds are at the top of the list. These wines are often packed with tannins that make them taste a bit harsh or dry when they're first opened. Tannins are like the teenager of the wine world. They need a little time to mellow out. Decanting gives them that time, smoothing the taste and letting the fruit flavors shine through. Then, there are the aged wines, the wise old characters of the wine world. Over years, some wines develop sediment at the bottom of the bottle. This isn't something you want in your glass, as it can make the wine taste gritty. Decanting these wines carefully lets you leave the sediment behind, ensuring each sip is as smooth as silk. So, how do you spot wines in your collection that might benefit from decanting? Look for red wines with a lot of body and character, like Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, or Bordeaux blends. These are often the ones that will improve with a little air. Also, If you have older wines, check for sediment. If you see any, that's a sign they should be decanted. Remember, not all wines need decanting. Lighter reds like Pinot Noir usually don't. But when you've got a bold young wine or an aged treasure, decanting can turn a good glass of wine into an extraordinary one. The decanting process. Decanting wine is like giving it a mini spa day before you enjoy it. Here's how to do it step by step, plus some tips to get the best out of your wine. Choosing the right decanter. A decanter is a glass container where you pour your wine into. It doesn't have to be fancy. The important thing is, it should have a wide bottom to let the wine breathe well. Prep your wine. Let your bottle sit upright for a day before decanting. This helps any sediment settle at the bottom. Open the bottle. Carefully remove the cork. If it's an older wine, the cork might be a bit fragile, so take your time. Start decanting. Slowly pour the wine into the decanter. You want to do this in one steady stream, without stopping and starting. For older wines, you might want to use a candle or a small light under the neck of the bottle. This helps you see when sediment starts to come near the opening so you can stop pouring. Let it breathe. Once the wine is in the decanter, it needs time to mix with air. Young, bold wines can sit for an hour or two. They're like energetic kids that need time to calm down. Older wines are more delicate and might only need 30 minutes. Too long, and they might lose their special flavors. Enjoy. After it's had time to breathe, your wine is ready to drink. Handling older wines needs extra care. If you see sediment, pour gently and stop before the sediment starts to leave the bottle. This keeps your wine smooth. The right amount of time for decanting depends on the wine. Bold and young ones can benefit from longer decanting, while older wines just need a short while to show their best. Tips and tricks for mastering decanting. Mastering the art of decanting isn't just about pouring wine from one container to another. It's about making each sip better. Here are some tips and tricks to elevate your decanting game. Right temperature. Serving wine at the right temperature is key. For red wines, aim for about 60 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. If your wine is too warm, the alcohol can overpower its flavors. Too cold, and it mutes the wine's aromas. Decanting wine at the right temperature helps it taste its best. Cleaning decanters. Keeping your decanter clean is crucial for pure flavors. Rinse it with warm water after each use. If it gets stained, fill it with a mixture of warm water and a bit of white vinegar or baking soda. Let it sit, then rinse thoroughly. Avoid soap that can leave residues affecting wine taste. Dry properly. After cleaning, dry your decanter upside down. Use a decanter stand if you have one, to ensure it dries completely without spots. Creative presentation. Make decanting a part of the show at dinners or wine tastings. Use a clear decanter to let guests see the wine's color and clarity. Explain why you're decanting the wine, sharing insights about its character and how decanting improves its taste. Decanting without a decanter. No decanter. No problem. You can pour wine into any clean, wide-mouthed vessel, like a pitcher. Just make sure it's clean and odor-free. Experiment. Play around with decanting times for different wines to see how it changes their flavors and aromas. This can be a fun activity at wine tastings, where guests can compare notes before and after decanting. By following these tips, you'll not only enhance your wine's flavor and aroma, but also turn the act of decanting into a delightful experience for you and your guests. As we wrap up our video on the art of decanting red wines, let's revisit the key insights we've shared today. We started by exploring the science behind wine aging and decanting, learning how oxygen interacts with wine to enhance its flavors and aromas. We discussed the types of red wines that benefit most from decanting, such as bold, young reds and aged wines with sediment, and provided a step-by-step guide to the decanting process, emphasizing the importance of handling older wines with care. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel for more wine insights and tips. Don't hesitate to like this video and share your decanting experiences or questions in the comments below. Decanting is a journey, and we're excited to be a part of yours. Cheers to unlocking the full potential of your wines.